actually it's good afternoon because we're a little bit delayed going on our normal 11 a.m. start here for tips, tools, and techniques. But I am Kim Kesti, Creative Director here at Fun Stampers Journey, and super excited to be here for our initial next version of T3, not our initial, of course, our next version in the series. I'm having so much fun with these fun video series. If you would like to tune in and check out any of our previous videos, just check us out on YouTube and think about subscribing and liking us while you're there. So today's tips, tools, and techniques is going to be a really fun one and really simple. Again, I'm getting a little bit of a late start because I had a sick kiddo at home, but now Big Brother came home from school and we traded off and we're all good right now. And she is feeling better, by the way. But again, the tips, tools, and techniques that I had planned for today was a really simple one. I feel like as this time of year starts crashing in on us, it's November already, you guys, that those cards that are going to take a little bit less effort to create and yet still give you a lot of wow factor are going to be perfect for this time of year as everyone gets so busy. From now till the end of the year, it's going to fly by, you know it is. So let's take a look at the product we're using. We are going to do a fun masking technique. So what I do when I'm trying this technique is I try to look for my stamp sets that have a lot of really small images. So this is the first one I'm going to use, and I'm going to demonstrate a holiday version in just a minute too. But this has a lot of really fun versions. This is actually an older stamp set. You can tell by our packaging that this is a little bit of our older packaging, but the stamp is still our full-size red rubber, deeply etched red rubber with the indexing on the back. But again, because this is a little bit older set, the packaging looks slightly different than our newer sets. So again, when I came to the stamp set, I obviously have so many options here, but I went ahead and picked 5 of the stamps from the set, and I'll just show you which 5 I picked. So I picked the 2 bigger flowers. I picked this fun little kind of stemmy little flower burst, and then 2 little leaf sets. So I feel like that was a good assortment for this technique that I'm going to try. So let me set those aside for a minute. I'm starting with just our good old whipped cream card base. You really can't go wrong with that, especially for clean and simple card. Now to me, clean and simple cards are more those ones that oftentimes have a certain elegance to them, or they could go the opposite direction and be kind of fun and funky. But clean and simple to me is often a one-layer card, doesn't have a lot of extra embellishments on it. It's just got kind of a really classic look, I guess I'll say. So that's what I'm attempting to go for when I start this card. So what I've also got here for my masking is a roll, and you can tell that this roll is almost gone right here. This is our electric tape. So our electric tape is featured in the section with our washi tapes, but it's really not a washi tape. It is rather like a sticky note type of a tape. So if you think of a sticky note, a post-it note, something like that, that is the same type of adhesive that's on here. And also this is a paper. It's not like a washi tape type of effect. So it's going to work perfect for this technique. So I'm just going to rip off a little piece here. And the first thing I'm going to do, what I'm going to do is kind of just mask a strip here. So I'm going to put this even with the top of my card base. And it's actually pretty cool that I actually leave the ends here and I can tape it right to my work surface. Then it's not going to move around. And I want to press it fairly firmly. Again, remember this is going to peel right up when I'm done. And then because I kind of want to, this is my stamped area right here, so I'm going to just kind of eyeball it about 2/3 of the way down. You certainly could measure if you wanted to, you know, be super accurate. But basically what I'm trying to do is leave this area blank for my stamping. So again, come back to my 5 stamps I picked. And because I picked 5 stamps, I also wanted to pick 5 different color inks. So then it just keeps it really simple in my head and I don't get it mixed up or, you know, whatever. So let me scoot these over a little bit because I'm going to start taking the lids off. So what I first did is I picked a couple of kind of the greens and blues. I picked Cool Pool and Lemongrass, and those are going to be for my 2 kind of leafy accents, right? And then I picked 2 colors for my flowers. And these are things you want to kind of keep in mind when you're doing a stamping technique where you have a lot of different stamps, is kind of look at your color palette before you start actually going in and going for it with the stamping. You want to make sure your colors all kind of blend together and play well together, right? So I've got Lavender Fusion, Rustic Rose, because I wanted a pink. And then just for fun, because I always think a card looks a little more sophisticated / dramatic, is when you throw 1 dark tone in. So for this case, I picked Denim Days. So you can see that all these other colors are pretty soft, But then when you have the one pop of the darker color, it's really going to elevate your card and your color choice. So that's tip number one for you, is kind of throw in that unexpected dark element into your color palette. Super fun. So again, to keep me organized, I'm going to go ahead and put the stamps next to each ink pad. Some of these you might not be able to see on the camera, but I know that this stamp's going to go with Cool Pool. I'm going to do the darker leaf with Lemongrass. I'm going to do my smaller flower with Lavender Fusion, my bigger flower with Rustic Rose. Look at that, Roy's got this fancy camera that can move all over the place right now. And then my little tiny leaf, because that is my little dramatic element, I want that to be my very smallest stamp. That's going to be with Denim Days. By the way, we should say hi to Roy back there because he's having so much fun with this camera that can move all over the place. Say hi, Roy.
Hello. I can talk too, yes.
Oh, he can talk too. Wait, is that a new speaker now? Because that sounds pretty good.
You have a speaker next to you.
Oh, I have a new speaker.
Makes me sound very good.
Oh, I have a new speaker. This is pretty cool. But this studio is like, every week when I come in here, there's something new. Do you want to show a studio shot too? Do you guys like behind the scenes peeks? So now look, I've got these like cool kind of curtains on either side of me. So that is going to help with sound and lighting and a bunch of different things. So you guys will have to chime in and tell us if the videos are just getting a tiny bit better every single week, because that's what we're attempting to do. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to start with one of my flowers. And now when I go to my stamping surface, what I like to do is start in the center of my panel, and I just go in and work my way out. So, excuse me, oh my goodness. Try not to cough right into the microphone here. So my bigger flower is my Rustic Rose. And I'm going to nestle these flowers pretty tight. In fact, I don't even care if they overlap just a teeny tiny bit. Totally fine. And again, when I use my stamp, I try to put it right next to the ink pad that I came from. So again, when I'm going back to it, then I can remember which was which. So that's a cutie. Aren't these stamps adorable? Like I said, for an older set, it still is one of my very, very favorites. So again, starting in the middle and working your way out, I'm just going in, I'm filling in with all of our different little elements. I think I'll do this one again. And because the electric tape is here, that's what's going to keep the front and the top and the bottom of my card base clear of stamped images. And because it's so flat, it doesn't leave me with this kind of weird line, like if you used a scrap of cardstock or something, it would be too high. You would kind of get a little drop off or a little dip in your stamped image. That's not going to happen with this guy because the electric tape is so nice. Let's get some of our darker greens in here. So again, just kind of twisting and turning and getting those elements in there. Aren't the colors pretty together already? Love it. Now remember, you can't forget your little drama leaf here. See how that navy blue really pops? Love it. I want to make sure I get at least 3 of these navy blue leaves in here, because that's going to draw my eye and move my eye around the card. And I love how when you do this technique, every time you do it, it's different. So I could stamp this same exact card with these same exact colors many times, and each time it would come out a little bit different. Super fun. Again, I'm not really caring if some of my leaves overlap. It's all good. Let's bring... When you get toward the end and you're like, okay, what do I do to fill in? Let's put another pink one in here. Rustic Rose, I should say. Another lavender over here. Now the really fun part is when you go ahead and peel the tape off, of course. That's when you get the big ooh, ah. Let's do one more little green leaf. I'm going back now and I'm looking at places where I have a little bit of space. And the more stamping that I get along these two edges, where I feel like it's really nice and filled in, the better effect I'm going to get when I pull the tape off. So do you see what I mean? I really want to make sure that all those lines right there are filled in. Okay, I'm gonna get some lids back on my ink pads here. I think I'm filled in pretty good. What do you guys think? Looking good? Okay, so now this is the fun time for the big reveal, right? So go ahead and peel up your tape, and like I said, it peels off super slick. It's not gonna leave any residue on your card base. And ooh, pretty already. Go ahead and peel this one. Oh, do I hear it now? Ooh, ah. Okay, I can't hear you guys, but if you type in your comments, ooh and I would really appreciate it. But again, see how simple and pretty that is? Just to really, for the amount of effort that it took, just applying 2 pieces of electric tape, super easy peasy. Now what I went ahead and finished it off with is one of our sentiments from our Remarkable You stamp set. And so I just went ahead and stamped that right here. And let me show you my finished card, because really that is all it took to finish this card. Like positively mounted it on a plain white card base. So I just folded my whipped cream card base in half and popped it up on some foam squares, and that is it. Do you guys love it? Like, it doesn't have any other accessories. It doesn't have any ribbon. It doesn't even have any of my favorite little fashion silver dots. It is just absolutely elegant and pretty, just like that. I love it so much. And again, the pop of blue is super pretty in there. So cute. Okay, so do you want to see the holiday version? Because I thought, you know what, this time of year, I'm not going to stamp the whole thing, but I am going to kind of walk you through just a little bit how I created my holiday version of this card, and I'll bring this one back in a second. So for this one, I wanted to show you a stamp set that really I don't think's gotten enough love this holiday season yet. And I know it's not over yet, but this stamp set is brand new in our Journey Holidays catalog, and it's called Deck the Halls. And just look at all these fun images. Are these not great? You have 2 different stockings, 2 different candles, 2 different gifts. Actually, 3 different gifts. The little ornament, like so many fun things. And obviously when you stamp and create a scene with the fireplace, that's really what the stamp was originally intended for, to do the fireplace and put all your little cuties on top and have your little stockings hanging. That type of stamp effect on the card is absolutely fabulous, and it's wonderful if you have a lot of time to sit and monkey with that. Like, I'm dying to do that. I haven't really built a complete scene with this yet, and I definitely want to do that. But for this process, I just went ahead and picked some of the small elements from this set. So I picked 2 of the little gifts. I've got the tall one and this little one. I guess it's kind of hard to see on the blocks, but just to kind of give you the idea of what I did, I went ahead and picked one bigger element, and that was the little wreath. So it's right here on the stamp set. And all the rest of them are a lot of the little fun little elements. Now this one did have kind of more of the effect that it would be really cute color in just a little bit. So let me show you the card I created. And I did color in just a few of those elements, and I'll point those out. So here's the card. Again, same type of effect. I just went in and filled all the little images. But then I did take our color burst pencils, and I just added just a little bit of green on the packages, colored in the bow a little bit, just a little bit on the stockings. Really not much. Like, I wouldn't consider this any kind of technical coloring or anything like that. I did mask off the top and the bottom. When I got to the bottom part, I still felt it looked a little plain, so I went ahead and just added a little strip of our pattern paper. So I have the masked effect here, but then I added some paper at the bottom. And this sentiment, this is going to be my little quiz for today. Somebody's going to figure out where this sentiment came from, and it's not from our Journey Holidays catalog. So somebody who's got a good eye for sentiments will tell me what set this came from. Go ahead and post it in the comments once you find it. This is from one of our sets in our big catalog. So there we go, right? Take a good look at that darling little sentiment. It was just perfect for this card. So whoever can find that and post it first gets a little badge of honor to wear. There's no prize, but you get bragging rights for knowing your catalog really well. And I did add one tiny little accent on this. That's one of our little tiny bells with a little piece of our red twine, candy apple twine. So again, super simple. This is a card you can make duplicates of. really fast. You could mask off your two little elements and just go to town and stamp, stamp, stamp. It would be so fun to do. Maybe put your favorite program on and just stamp away. So, super simple masking technique. I would like to teach masking on one of my T3s in the future where we talk about masking different elements and layering stamping. So we'll definitely mark that down for one of our future shows. But I thought this one was super fun, super quick and easy again for this busy time of year. So let me bring the other one back in just real quick so you can see both of my cute little cards in case anybody wants to get one last glimpse. And that was so fun. Thank you so much for joining me here on T3, whether you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube or catching a replay. That's always fun too. I hope you enjoyed this technique, and I encourage you to join us in bringing paper to life.